In 40 years what will people be nostalgic for? High quality Nerf blasters. Nerf no longer makes anything worth buying unless you think it looks nice, in my opinion. If you are not already, buy all your blasters and darts from Dart Zone. Dart Zone is the truth. I think Nerf got worried about the PR from injuries and nerfed half their own guns. Dart Zone doesn't give ups about your safety. Strong springs, tough rubber darts, those are the real deal. And way more accurate waffle darts. Waffle darts are where it's at. Probably gaming. It will be very different in 40 years. Now in 40 years it'll still be trash in Rocket League, so not much will change. What a save. What a save. What a save. Nice one. I think YouTube. Like how us 80/90s babies miss early Nickelodeon and Saturday morning cartoons, I think future generations will miss the unlimited content. I already there. Remember video replies? Most don't. It used to be a thing when YouTube worked more like a social media site. YouTube has already changed so much. I think a lot of people are also going to miss the money they made. A lot of people became set up for life going forward. I have a running joke that I'm from the future and I'm relieved that I'm back in the glory days of 2020. Don't let him run too far. Poppable bubble wrap. I hate that bubble wrap that the air just moves to the next bubble when you try to pop it. That stuff should be illegal. You're goddamn right. Being able to say it must have got lost in the mail or I didn't get your text as a lie for ignoring someone. I work in tech and the old joke is features, schedule/budget, quality, pick two. I don't think you need to worry about losing bad quality communication to blame things on anytime soon. In hardware it's fast, cheap, or good, pick any two. Can I double pick one like when I order my sides and tell them double fries? Cheap and cheap PLZ. Sure. It will be ready in 2032 and won't work. Back in my days we used video games with controllers. I was talking to my sons the other day. They asked me about my first job. I was telling them how fun it was working at McDonald's in high school and a friend last I made. We would finish our shift then go to the mall and play games at the arcade. At that instant I realized I might as well said. We would get a root beer float at the soda shop then go to the sock hop to meet some girls in our hot rods. Crazy how fast things change. So anyway, Joe and me used to whip through work, knee down to the jewel shop, dab on some haters, and go home to play Fortnite until our parents shut off the Wi-Fi. So anyway I started blasting. But the problem was I don't see good neither. Privacy and water. Oh, you will have water. But it will cost you a lot. Nestle entered the chat. Oops, Nestle. All my homies hate Nestle. Privacy. If the government do it right, they'll slowly erode people's privacy rights, and few if any will notice or complain. In fact, it's already working. Congress renewed the Patriot Act last November, and the Senate voted this year to allow the CIA and FBI the ability to view US citizen browser history without a warrant. Do you remember either event being seriously covered in major media outlets? And do you remember any mass public outcry? Me neither. Edit. Many people are repeatedly bringing up private data collection by companies. This is also a serious issue, and it's not mutually exclusive. Both problems need to be fixed. My family and friends couldn't understand why I, a lifelong computer nerd, was so bent out of shape about the Patriot Act. WELFYUOGOT nothing G to HIED. 6Qs. That or well it's just to catch terrorists. PFFFD. Like they would use Google or WhatsApp. Actually, that would make it more safe to use some sort of bad video game with a chat function that has about 100 people per day. No one would suspect a terror network on a random online pony game for 3-year-olds. Already been done. It's been done so much that I've seen it in a movie or TV show. I don't remember what it was, but they used some knockoff CS/GO style game to organize events. Edit. I know insisted it. Please stop bringing it up. Thanks. It was used in the Jack Ryan TV show for the terrorists to communicate amongst themselves. Top 3 things that came to my mind. Going to the movies. Being able to flip to a random channel. Driving to places. Maybe 40 years is too soon for this to be nostalgic, but it'll happen soon enough. Damn, the movie one hit hard. A small local theater near me just shut down for good, and I can't express how disappointed I'd be if the movie theater industry just never pops back up after this pandemic. Some of my best childhood memories are from the movie theaters. Now, I think they'll be heading for a golden age. Hollywood won't stop making movies, but they don't have to release them to theaters. I think indie movie theaters at a higher cost will stick around, though. Freedom on the internet. We are past that point already. I'm nostalgic for it already. We just spent 5 months with family, having dinners together, watching TV together, playing games, just being a family. Kids are going to grow up remembering the time they had with their parents and siblings. There will be good memories. This was more wholesome than I first expected. Adults forget how resilient kids are. I can guarantee most of the adults complaining about getting back to normal would love to go back and have just 1 month with their dad playing catch or watching TV. Oh, for sure. Personally, I've struggled more out of lockdown. I like my little bubble. Feels like the world was paused. Driving a car yourself. I hate this because I haven't had my license in a while and I kind of wanted to maybe drive again, but probably not. Maybe you can go to a track or something in the future. Drive an old to me combustion engine car. In the future, driving cars will be like riding horses today, an expensive hobby, mainly for the rich. Damn it. Well, on the bright side, at least there's notes to pick up. Polar bears. And bees. Which will also mean many fruits and nuts. Yep. I believe they can pollinate manually. However, the process makes them super expensive. Freedom and privacy. We are losing both at an alarming rate, with almost no public attention to it. Drinks full of sugar, food full of salt. Oh, and antibiotics that still work. I'm still angry they took the cocaine out of my Coca-Cola. You know you can just add it back in, right? Okay, Mr. Moneybags. God, this comment section is depressing. It's Reddit, we'll be alright, I promise. 40 years ago was 1980. I was a teenager. If that question had been asked then, some very similar answers would have been given. Clean air, clean water, clean earth. Non-radioactive land between 3 Mile Island and the getting hot Cold War. We thought there was a pretty good chance of some kind of nuclear apocalypse. Various species of animals, neither the California condor nor the American buffalo, among others, were looking too good. There was some general fear about computers and what they could/would do. See films like 1983's War Games. And yet, here we are. A little better in some aspects and a little worse than others. 2020 is quite a downer of a year, but human beings are endlessly optimistic and adaptable. I predict in 40 years we'll look back on some of our fears today like 80s folks look back on things like Genesis Land of Confusion video, a little nostalgic, a little embarrassed, and a little humbled by both how much and how little has changed. Best comment in this thread. Movie DVDs. With everything going digital, I think production houses will soon stop making DVDs and just start streaming the movies in either their respective streaming platforms or sell them to other platforms like Netflix. Got me a new music CD today. Friends think I'm insane. I like physical movies, CDs, books, and video games. I'm 16. Sure, digital is more convenient, but some reason I like to hold my possessions. Plus being able to save movies/CDs to my computer and lending them to my pals. Well, they are still making vinyl records, and collector's editions of DVDs and Blu-rays make a ton of money, so I think we'll still have physical media. These replies are depressing. No wonder no one wants kids. Kids, remember kids? Remember people used to get pregnant and have wee babies and all? Those were the days/s. I just watched Children of Men last night. Man, your comment just got to me. I've never seen it. Worth a watch. Definitely. Clean air. I'm already nostalgic for the time before forest fire season. Imagine how clean the air must have been during biblical times, when you'd be the only person for miles. And the stars. With no light pollution, the night sky is so beautiful. I don't wanna live in the world where someone says, "Don't you miss 2020? It was simpler time." Pretty sure it will happen though. Nostalgia will always be a thing. Healthy spines and happiness. Things aren't what they used to be is the rallying cry of small minds. When men say things used to be better, they invariably mean they were better for them. Because they were young and had all their hopes intact. The world is bound to look a darker place as you slide into your grave. Nikomo Koska. Comfortable temperatures. Laughs in Texan. Yee ha ha ha. Hardcover books. I'm already nostalgic for bookstores. There's one or two around me, but pre-pandemic, they were on their way out. The environment that COVID showed us when we stopped polluting it for 2 weeks. Now it's alright. We'll go back to polluting in about a year or so. Already started. Ahead of schedule, boys. Their youth. Avatar: The Last Airbender, because it's still good. People were already nostalgic for it. Work-related pensions. They don't exist already for the large majority of us.